Carl and Damon here from Games, Brains and Headbanging Life, gbhbl.com for sure. And it's flashback time as we're talking about the 2009 tower defense video game, the greatest tower defense video game I've ever played, Plants vs. Zombies, developed and published by PopCap Games. First released for Windows and Mac OS. The game has been ported to everything. You can play it now. Go play it now, right now on your phone. It's actually free now, so you can literally play it with some ads and enjoy it thoroughly. You take on the role of a homeowner amid a zombie apocalypse as a horde of zombies approaches along several parallel lines in your garden. You must defend your home by putting down plants which fire projectiles at the zombies or otherwise deal with them in certain ways, shields and things like that. You collect the currency called Sun to buy plants, and if a zombie makes it to your house, the game is over. You must restart the level. So I said it at the start, this is one of the finest tower defences games ever made, if not the best, at least it is in my opinion. So as always, things we like, things we don't like, favourite moment scenes, bits of music. So things we like then.
Yeah, so I mean, this game always reminded me a bit like chess.
Yeah.
You have to obviously put your pieces in the right position in the better time. It's just one of those games which, even now, my children play this game, and they love this game. Yeah, so it's one of those games which is going to be around for
ever. You're right. The generational thing about Plants vs Zombies is amazing. Is that a child can pick up and play it and enjoy it because it's got a very easy learning curve and it never gets steep. It slowly, gradually increases in difficulty. You've got that aspect of it, but you've also then got quite challenge later on, which an adult can get into. And the tongue-in-cheek humour, the silliness of it all, the strategy is a major part of it. It's a great strategy game, and the sort of thing where as you put down bigger and more important plants, you end up feeling really, really stronger and feeling more and more like, yeah, I've got this, and unlocking new things. It really, for me, one of the things I love about it is that progression. That progression to what you eventually get, to what they eventually, zombie-wise, throw at you. Variation in the zombies, it's just standard zombies. You get disco zombies that bring more out. You get bigger ones. You get the ones that leap over. So much go on with a ton of levels and boss fights.
Yep, definitely.
It's a really, really hard game to sort of fault. It's just one of those constantly, thoroughly enjoyable experiences.
Like I said, it has so many different varieties still of plants and zombies and levels. So
yeah, absolutely. You end up sort of always starting off with this grand strategic idea, and what I gotta ask, were there any plants that you can remember that you just never used, even though they were available?
No, I mean, I'm trying to think.
You know the one that's like a mole? You put it down, and it digs down for like about 30 seconds, then comes up as a bomb. It's an individual bomb.
Yeah.
Very rarely I use them because of the fact that when you put them down, they weren't instantly active.
Yeah.
It meant you couldn't really use them as a sort of a short notice thing. I mainly relied heavily on, obviously, sunflowers.
Yep.
Faster green pea shooters, blue ones to slow them down. They shoot ice, and then a ton of shields. I never used the Audreys. The Audreys, the ones that eat.
Yeah.
Because they would eat a zombie, but then they'd have to digest them, so they wouldn't be active for a little bit as well. It's great fun. It really is great fun. Great music. Yeah. You kind of hear the same tunes over again, but it really fits the game. And there is some sort of kind of weird story to it.
Yeah.
About like the zombies and stuff like that, and your neighbour Crazy Dave, who sells you the items to help improve the garden. You get those lawnmowers and the rakes and things like that can help deal with some sort of zombies. Useful at the start when you're first trying to get your defences together and build up sunflower.
I mean, I just think that the fact that it's such it's going to be around for years and years and years, and old generations and new generations will be playing this game.
Agreed.
For many years.
Okay, well, what about something we don't like then? This is a bit harder with this one because it really is just solid over. I guess it's an obvious one. Effectively, it's just the same thing. It is really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just like I said, you do the same thing every level, but it gets a bit harder.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly that. Some variation in the zombies, more plants and lot, but it's the same thing. You're just defending that over and over and over again. It's a funny negative because I really don't mind it because the variety in the enemies and what you can do always makes it feel fresh and interesting.
Yep.
And you do end up moving around a little bit in different parts of the roof and things like that. So there are changes in that regard.
Yeah, of course.
So it's weird. It's weird trying to find a negative in a game that really doesn't have many negatives. I can't even sort of complain about ports because on a mobile it's perfect. It's designed for that. On console, nothing wrong with that either. Nope. Its sequel was poor, I thought, because obviously they went down the free-to-play route and they wanted you to spend money. So that was a problem. But the franchise as a whole, what it turned into, Garden Warfare and things like that, were a lot of fun.
Yep.
There was a lot of fun going on there. So again, no real problems. All right, what about favourite moments, scenes, or bits of music? Bit tougher with this one.
I mean, I suppose winning, being in a really difficult level, and you've just maybe just nicked it or something. I suppose.
I'm going to go with the first time you change location. So you've gone through all the levels of the original back garden, and I think the one after that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the pool.
Yeah, pool, yeah.
And that's where you're like, oh shit, because it's a brand new strategy, and suddenly you need to put lily pads down first to be able to put plants on top of them. And that's that moment where you're like, okay, so it's not going to be completely the same thing over and over again, you know? That aspect's quite like, oh, okay, cool, there is variety here. Beyond that, it's just a great tower defense game. If you've never had the opportunity to play it, jump on your phone. It's free. It's free to play right now, and it's one I say pot up with the ads because it's well worth it. You got any thoughts? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts, and of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal, what else is life for?